Life is full of moments when we're faced with the choice to move forward or remain stuck in the past. We all carry burdens, memories, and experiences that shape who we are, but sometimes those very things begin to weigh us down, holding us back from becoming the person we're meant to be. There comes a time when you have to make a decision to leave behind what no longer serves you, to stop dwelling in the past and to step boldly into the future. This story isn't just about moving on, it's about recognizing your worth, embracing the courage to let go, and focusing your energy on the growth you deserve. It's about taking control of your life, committing to the decisions that will lead you to greatness, and understanding that the future is yours for the taking. It's time to stop waiting for change to come to you. It's time to make that change yourself. Because the moment you decide to move forward, the world will open doors you never thought possible. So take a deep breath and step into this journey of transformation, because your best self is waiting on the other side. You are not here to settle for less than what you deserve. Too often, we find ourselves stuck in situations, whether they're toxic relationships, dead-end jobs, or unfulfilling routines, simply because they've become familiar. Familiarity feels safe, doesn't it? But let me tell you something. Comfort zones are nothing but traps disguised as sanctuaries. They lull you into believing that this is the best you can do, that this is as good as it gets. But deep down, you know better. You feel it in those quiet moments when no one's watching. That whisper in your heart that says, this isn't where I'm meant to be. That whisper is the voice of your worth trying to break through the noise of doubt, fear, and complacency. And you owe it to yourself to listen. Staying in situations that don't serve you is not only a waste of time, it's a disservice to your value. You are not a backup plan. You are not an afterthought. You are not someone's safety net or their punching bag. You are not meant to stay in a place where you are undervalued, overlooked, or taken for granted. But here's the thing, the world will only treat you the way you allow it to. If you settle for less, that's exactly what you'll get. If you keep saying, it's fine, I'll just deal with it, then life will keep handing you just fine. But you weren't made for just fine. You were made for excellence, for joy, for abundance. Recognizing your worth means understanding that you are enough exactly as you are, without the need for anyone's validation or approval. It means knowing that your time, energy, and love are precious commodities, and they should be invested wisely. It means refusing to shrink yourself to fit into spaces that weren't built for you. But let me warn you, recognizing your worth isn't always easy. It requires honesty. It requires looking in the mirror and asking yourself tough questions. Why am I staying here? What am I afraid of losing? What do I think I deserve? And sometimes the answers will sting. Sometimes you'll realize that the person who's been holding you back the most is you. But that's okay, because awareness is the first step to change. And once you recognize your worth, something incredible happens. You start setting boundaries. You start saying no to things that drain you. You stop tolerating disrespect, dishonesty, and mediocrity. You stop waiting for others to see your value because you already know it. And when you do that, that's when the game changes. That's when doors open, opportunities appear, and people who truly value you start showing up. Because the moment you start treating yourself with the respect and love you deserve, the world has no choice but to follow suit. Recognizing your worth isn't just about leaving what's wrong. It's about making room for what's right. It's about stepping into your power and owning the truth that you are capable of greatness. You have potential waiting to be unlocked, talents waiting to be shared, and dreams waiting to be realized. And the first step to unlocking all of that, stop staying where you don't belong, because you are worth more. The past is a powerful thing. It shapes us, teaches us, and gives us memories that we carry in our hearts. But it can also weigh us down like an anchor tied to our feet, keeping us from moving forward. Sometimes what's behind us feels so familiar, so comforting, that we're afraid to let it go. But the truth is, you cannot grab hold of the future while your hands are clinging to the past. The truth is, you cannot grab hold of the future while your hands are clinging to the past. Letting go of the past doesn't mean you're erasing it or pretending it didn't happen. It means acknowledging it for what it was, a chapter in your life, a stepping stone on your journey, and then choosing to move beyond it. The past may have brought you pain, disappointment, or regret, but it doesn't define who you are. It's not your identity. You are not your mistakes. You are not the people who hurt you. You are not the opportunities you missed or the moments you wish you could redo. But letting go takes courage. It's not easy to walk away from something that feels so deeply ingrained in your story. We often hold on to the past because it feels safe, even when it's painful. We hold on to it because we fear the unknown. We tell ourselves, at least I know what this is. At least I'm familiar with it. But familiarity is not the same as freedom. And comfort is not the same as happiness. Think about it. How many times have you replayed the same memories in your mind, hoping to find some new meaning, some hidden solution that'll make it all make sense? How many times have you held on to grudges, pain, or guilt, believing that if you let it go, you'd lose a piece of yourself? But the truth is, holding on to the past only keeps you stuck. It's like trying to run a race with a backpack full of bricks. You have to lighten your load. You have to be willing to release the things that no longer serve you. That doesn't mean forgetting the lessons you've learned or the growth you've experienced. It means taking those lessons with you and leaving the rest behind. It means forgiving yourself for the mistakes you've made and forgiving others for the harm they've caused. Not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Letting go also means breaking free from the illusions of what could have been. How often do we trap ourselves in the fantasy of what if? What if I had done this differently? What if I had stayed? What if they had chosen me? But what if is a dead-end street. It keeps you looking backward when you should be looking forward. Sometimes the hardest thing to let go of is a dream that didn't come true. But life has a way of surprising us when we're brave enough to release our grip on what we thought we wanted. When you let go of the past, you make space for the new, the unexpected, the extraordinary. You give yourself permission to grow, to evolve, to step into a version of yourself that you never imagined possible. Letting go isn't about giving up. It's about rising up. It's about saying, this is my life, and I refuse to be defined by what's behind me. It's about reclaiming your power and choosing to live in the present, where real change can happen. The past is over. The future is unwritten. And you're the author. Growth isn't just about getting bigger or better, it's about becoming. It's about stepping into the version of yourself that is aligned with the dreams you've been carrying in your heart. But here's the thing about growth. It doesn't happen by accident. It happens by intention. It happens when you decide once and for all that you're going to stop surviving and start thriving. To focus on growth means to redirect your energy, to take all the time and effort you've been pouring into things that no longer serve you and invest it into what truly matters. It's about asking yourself the big questions. What are my goals? What am I passionate about? What legacy do I want to leave behind? And most importantly, what steps can I take today to bring those dreams closer to reality? Growth requires clarity, and clarity comes from letting go of distractions. How often do we let the noise of the world drown out our inner voice? How often do we scroll through someone else's highlight reel and forget about our own story? Focusing on growth means tuning out the static and turning up the volume on your vision. It means setting boundaries with anything or anyone that pulls you away from your purpose. But growth isn't always comfortable. In fact, it rarely is. Growth demands that you stretch beyond what feels safe and familiar. It pushes you to take risks, to step into the unknown, to face challenges that might intimidate you. It's like planting a seed. The soil must be broken, the roots must dig deep, and the plant must push through the dirt to reach the sunlight. Growth is messy, it's uncomfortable, and it's often painful, but it's also necessary. And here's the beautiful thing about focusing on growth. Every small step you take compounds over time. Every book you read, every skill you learn, every fear you conquer brings you closer to the person you're meant to be. Growth isn't about giant leaps. It's about consistent progress. It's about waking up every day and saying, today I'll be 1% better than I was yesterday. So, focusing on growth also means surrounding yourself with the right environment. You can't grow in soil that's toxic. You can't thrive in spaces that stifle your potential. Look at the people you spend the most time with. Are they lifting you up, or are they holding you back? Are they encouraging your dreams, or are they feeding your doubts? The company you keep has a direct impact on your growth, so choose wisely. And let's not forget, growth isn't just about personal success, it's about impact. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, you inspire others to do the same. Your growth creates a ripple effect, touching the lives of those around you in ways you may never fully understand. Growth also requires resilience. There will be setbacks. There will be days when you feel like you're moving backward instead of forward. But don't mistake a momentary pause for failure. Growth isn't linear, it's a journey. And every twist and turn is part of the process. The key is to keep going, to keep learning, to keep striving. And most importantly, focusing on growth means aligning your actions with your purpose. It's not enough to be busy, you must be intentional. Every decision you make should bring you closer to the future you want to create. It's about living with focus, with discipline, and with unwavering determination to turn your dreams into reality. When you decide to move forward, truly decide. Not halfway, not maybe, not let's see how it goes. Real commitment requires you to put both feet on the path and keep moving, no matter how difficult or uncertain it may feel. It's about drawing a line in the sand and declaring, this is it. I'm done with what was, and I'm ready for what's next. The power of a decision lies in its finality. Half-hearted decisions lead to half-hearted results. If you're constantly looking back, questioning your choice, or leaving the door cracked open to old patterns, you'll never fully step into the future that's waiting for you. Moving forward means burning the bridges that connect you to the things that held you back, the doubts, the fears, the toxic habits, and the limiting beliefs. Burning those bridges isn't about anger or resentment, it's about liberation. It's about making it impossible to return to a version of yourself that you've outgrown. It's about refusing to entertain the thoughts, excuses, or relationships that kept you small. The truth is, you cannot soar to new heights while holding on to the weight of old chains. But commitment isn't just a one-time act. It's a daily choice. Every morning when you wake up, you have to recommit to the path you've chosen. Challenges will arise, distractions will call your name, and there will be moments when the old familiar patterns try to pull you back. That's when your commitment will be tested the most. I'm going to call that generational. And then it's time to recommit to the new path. And here's the thing, commitment requires discipline. It's easy to make a decision when you're feeling motivated, but what about when the motivation fades? What about when the path gets hard, when progress feels slow, or when self-doubt starts creeping in? That's when discipline steps in to carry you through. Discipline says, I've made my choice, and I'm sticking to it no matter what. True commitment also means embracing the discomfort that comes with growth. It means being willing to face the uncertainty, the setbacks, and the sacrifices that come with stepping into a new chapter of your life. You can't cling to the old while reaching for the new. It doesn't work that way. The bridges to your past may feel safe, but safety doesn't lead to success. Comfort doesn't lead to change. To commit fully is to give yourself permission to evolve. It's about trusting that the decision you've made is the right one, even if it feels scary or unfamiliar. It's about silencing the inner voice that says, what if I fail? And replacing it with, what if this is the moment my life changes forever? And let's not forget, commitment isn't about perfection, it's about persistence. You will stumble, you will make mistakes, you will have days when doubt creeps in. But the beauty of commitment is that it keeps you moving forward, even when the path feels unclear. It's not about avoiding failure, it's about refusing to quit. When you commit to moving forward, you also commit to becoming the person you need to be to reach your goals. This means shedding old habits, developing new skills, and cultivating the mindset that aligns with your vision. It means showing up for yourself every single day, even when no one else is watching. And once you commit, let there be no turning back. Remove the safety nets, cut off the escape routes, and leave no room for retreat. The only way to truly transform is to make the past inaccessible, to make the decision irreversible. Because when there's no way back, the only way is forward. In the end, it all comes down to this. Your life, your future, and your destiny are in your hands. The doors you choose to close, the decisions you commit to, and the growth you embrace are what shape your journey. You have the power to recognize your worth, to let go of the past, to focus on growth, and to fully commit to the decisions you make. But none of this happens by accident. It happens when you take control and decide that enough is enough. Remember, growth isn't comfortable. Letting go isn't easy. But every step you take forward, no matter how small, is a step toward the life you deserve. Don't waste another moment in situations that no longer serve you. Don't hold on to the past or let fear dictate your future. Recognize your value, embrace your potential, and know that your best days are ahead of you. The only thing standing between you and the life you want is the choice to leave behind what no longer serves you and the commitment to step boldly into the future. So don't look back. Close those doors forever. Burn those bridges to old, limiting patterns. And keep your eyes focused on the incredible possibilities that lie ahead. This is your moment. Take it.